The following is a live sports presentation of Glycod. GLICOD.com.
Glycod's coverage of the 8th Region Basketball Tournament starts now. Presented by Roy's Body Shop.
Region Girls Basketball Championship Sunday live from Gallatin County. Chris LaBar with Gary Forrest. It's Simon, Kenton, and Grant County. The Braves looking to make school history.
Very much so. First team already at the girls program to win 20 games. And now one notch more. They want to win the whole enchilada.
Never been to the Sweet 16. What is the excitement like for this program?
Well, it's quick and it's fast. The turnaround because of the storm delay, is less than 24 hours for one of these teams, and yet they're comfortable foes. They played each other. They play during the summer a lot, so it's not like there's a lot of secrets out there.
Simon, Kenton, the more storied program. Coach Stowers has his group playing very well late in the year.
Well, very much so, and this is the younger Stowers, takes over for his dad. His first year sitting in the far left seat, and they do a lot of the same things, but one thing he's got, I don't think his dad ever had, he's got a bunch of young athletes.
Very, very young, and Gary will catch up with Coach Brendan Stowers when we come back to Gallatin County High School live on Glycod.
Your car's been damaged, regardless of make or model, visit the experts at Roy's Body Shop. Roy's is locally owned and operated with free towing and lifetime warranty on all collision repairs. Plus, they provide deductible savings for every insurance claim. Open weekdays 9 to 5 at 2604 Highway 146 in LaGrange. Give them a call at 502-222-0948 or online at roysbodyshop.com. Roy's Body Shop. Collision repair for the people.
Winter is coming. The Farmer's Almanac is predicting a rough winter with teeth-chattering cold. Don't be caught unprepared. Call Thompson Heating and Cooling today for a special $99 HVAC checkup. Because the last time you want to find out your heat isn't working is when you really need it. At Thompson, we offer a 2-hour appointment window, so you won't be kept waiting all day. We are fully stocked and prepared, and 90% of our calls are repaired that day. And as always, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call us today for express service.
Broken, outdated electronics harm the environment when disposed with regular trash. That's why Oldham County Solid Waste is sponsoring an electronics collection event on Saturday, April 15th, 2023 from 9 a.m. to noon at Oldham County High School student parking lot. It's the perfect time to properly dispose of tube and projection-style televisions, computers, smartphones, or other gadgets that you may no longer need. No restrictions on devices. Every bit helps. A message from Oldham County Solid Waste.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Leslie Gilly in Crestwood today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more durability, versatility, and #1 rated reliability built in, like Kubota compact tractors that can do it all right, Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and the Sidekick utility vehicle built for hard work and fun at 40 miles per hour. Kubota equipment lives up to the highest standards. Yours. Visit your local dealer today.
This edition of Coach's Comments is brought to you by Anderson Sales and Service in Crestwood, making your life easier with quality products and quality service.
This is Gary Forrest coming to you live from Gallatin County High School, where today, 8th Region Girls Finals, Grant County versus Simon Kenton. I'm here with Brandon Stowers, head coach for the first year at Simon Kenton. Coach, everybody dreams about playing in the regional final. Man, you got a quick start.
Yeah, and again, I've been here as an assistant 4 of our 5 regional championships, and I think we've played in 8. But I mean, it's familiar, but being as the head coach in my first year, it's a little bit different, but not much, just different faces. But I mean, we're excited. Not just excited to be here. We know that there's a job to be done, but I mean, I'm proud of my girls either way. There's no way they can do anything to take that away.
Well, it's a familiar foe. You've played them. They're in your district. You know them. They know you.
Yeah, definitely made scouting a little easier, especially with the quick one-day turnaround. But yeah, I mean, they beat us twice this year. So, they got that head up on us. So, I mean, I expect a really good game. Coach West is awesome. Coach Guyman, the assistant over there, know those guys. So a lot of our girls know each other. So yeah, the familiarity's there. Almost wish you could have played it back up in Northern Kentucky.
Well, to all the other people in the region, this is Northern Kentucky.
Right,
so you had the short drive anyway.
Correct.
Coach, keys for you being successful. You mentioned yesterday, as you guys shoot well, you play well, and yesterday was a great example of that. And you shot it well, particularly in the second half.
Yeah. The first 2 games, we did not shoot the ball well at all. I think our shooting percentage was low 20s from 3 or in the teens. We missed 11 layups in the first game. We missed 9 in the second, and our free throw shooting wasn't very well. So, I mean, we left a lot of points there on the floor, but again, Grant County executed in both of those games. So I think, obviously it's going to be making shots, containing their runs, because they run their stuff. They have a lot of good stuff that they run, and they are very disciplined. So I think being able to contain them defensively, and I'm going to bump back up to number 1 is rebound. We are going to have to rebound. They dominated us both games on the glass, so that's going to be number 1 for us. Is we got to at least keep it even, if not win the rebounding battle.
You've heard it from Coach Brandon Stowers, where today, 8th Region Girls Finals, and his Simon Kenton Pioneers play host to the Grant County Braves. This is Glycod.com Sports.
Grange Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Looking for sound, prudent financial advice? Did you know that one of the brightest and best financial advisors is in your own backyard? Robin Lawson of Financial Solutions Incorporated has a mission to understand your long-term goals and to create a specific strategy just for you. Robin understands the challenges that face most of us today and offers fresh, out-of-the-box thinking that can put you on the road to financial freedom. Contact Robin Lawson today at 502-225-9900. That's 502-225-9900, or visit lawsonfinancial.net.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. Today we're talking ways to give your home a facelift. Jim, what are some updates and trends for doors this season?
The most popular door of the year so far has been this 3/4 6 light, shown here as a double French door. I've sold this in this configuration, a door with side lights, a single door. People are loving the natural light this year.
In addition to doors, windows are another great way to update your home, right?
Absolutely. There's no better way to increase your home's energy efficiency than new new windows. And if you're about to sell your house, nothing looks better on a property listing than new windows.
So can you and your team provide me an estimate to match my particular budget?
Absolutely. With multiple products and vendors, we can work with your budget to get your home the product it needs.
The Watts Home Center team can answer all of your window and door questions, so come on out and see them here in LaGrange or go to wattshomecenter.com to learn more.
You're watching the 8th Region Basketball Tournament from Glycod.
Chris Labar, Gary Forrest back live at Gallatin County High School. A historic opportunity for the Grant County Braves. We'll talk more about that as this pregame unfolds. Let's piggyback off of Coach Towers' comments, Gary, talking about that one-day turnaround, and it has to be a very difficult challenge for these two teams.
Well, it is, but once again, the benefit for both of them is if they know each other. They're relatively close proximity to one another. They probably play in summer leagues together, things of that sort. So, yeah, and quite frankly, not a lot of changes. I mean, this is not rocket science, that's going to take place from the games that played yesterday. You just want to make sure that you don't have anybody physically injured, and both teams seem to escape that.
Pioneers a winner yesterday, as you see, over South Oldham, and really dominated the last 12 minutes of that game.
Very much so, and, something that Coach Towers said earlier kind of sticks. Grant County is very disciplined in the stuff they run, and it really showed itself in the late game situation against South Oldham.
Top three scorers you're very familiar with, and we'll take a look at those young ladies. But this group, this rotation, that is one of their strengths. They can go about 10 deep.
Very much so, they just keep throwing bodies at you, and, something usually sticks. And as the years going on, youth has become experience.
This Simon Kenton team trying to get back to the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2018. The last time Grant County played in the state tournament, it's never happened. We'll talk more about that with Coach West. He'll connect with our Don Mueller as the pregame show rolls on. 8th Region Girls Championship live from Gallatin County High School, and we'll be back after this on Glycod.
Your car's been damaged, regardless of make or model, visit the experts at Roy's Body Shop. Roy's is locally owned and operated with free towing and lifetime warranty on all collision repairs. Plus, they provide deductible savings for every insurance claim. Open weekdays 9 to 5 at 2604 Highway 146 in LaGrange. Give them a call at 502-222-0948 or online at roysbodyshop.com. Roy's Body Shop. Collision repair for the people.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and our newest location at 1675 Watterson Trail in Louisville.
For dependable, friendly heating, cooling, electric, and plumbing service, it's Kinzer & Kinzer at 200 East Jefferson Street in LaGrange. Locally owned and operated since 1983. Call 502-222-0497.
Broken, outdated electronics harm the environment when disposed with regular trash. That's why Oldham County Solid Waste is sponsoring an electronics collection event on Saturday, April 15th, 2023 from 9 a.m. to noon at Oldham County High School student parking lot. It's the perfect time to properly dispose of tube and projection-style televisions, computers, smartphones, or other gadgets that you may no longer need. No restrictions on devices. Every bit helps. A message from Oldham County Solid Waste.
You're watching the 8th Region Basketball Tournament from Glycod.
This is Don Mueller with Glycod, and I'm sitting here with Coach Sean West, the head basketball coach of the Grant County Lady Braves, the winner of the semifinal game last night against North Oldham, and preparing, ready to take on Simon Kenton in the championship game of the 8th Region, Coach.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it, Don. We talked, myself and Coach Stowers last week, and thought this might have a possibility of going back to the a 32nd championship again in the 8th. So here we are today, and we find us in that situation.
Coach, you met them twice in this season. The first game regular season, then you met them in the district. Both games were at their place. You won both games by a total of 5 points. What do you as a coach take from those games that helps you in preparing now for the championship game?
We improved from game 1 to game 2, hoping to improve from game 2 to game 3. Game 1 was a tight one. We made a couple plays down the stretch and was able to pull off a W. Game 2, the stat sheet, we won a lot of those stats throughout the sheet, but it ended up still being a close basketball game. So I think we know that we're in for a dogfight. But, us winning on the road, on their home court, I think hopefully helps us understand that we can perform with them. That's been a mindset that we've struggled with in the past, but that we're just as much deserving of this opportunity as they are. So looking forward to see how it goes down today.
Yeah, you said, in the mindset with them, they've been very successful in the 8th region. They've been out, they won this region numerous times, and I think this is your guys' second shot at it. If I'm maybe right, I'm not quite sure, but I think it's second shot at it here in the finals of the region. Let me actually talk about, I see what I've observed this week is basically two different contrasts. I see you're a very defensive oriented coach. It shows, and I think Simon Kenton is more of an offensive-oriented team. It seems like they're trying to get up as many shots as they can. Statistically, in Owen County game, they shot over, I think it was 40% of their field goal attempts were threes, and then last night it was about 42%. They do like to shoot the three. So what is your strategy in defending that type of offense?
Well, I think we've done fairly well against them from that standpoint in the 2 previous games. So we understand their personnel and who has those strengths of knocking those shots down. So we're going to try to limit their makes from behind the arc. And we're really going to try to, we do focus on defensive stuff, but, we need to try to create a possession-by-possession game. And like I said yesterday, we're going to try to be stingy on defense today just as well we have throughout the week, try to make things difficult on them. And hopefully, if they're making shots from behind the arc, they've earned them. Hopefully we're there and defending, and they're shooting over contested hands and not getting good open looks. That's our goal. So,
Coach, it hasn't been that long ago, a few hours. You won last night. What's happened between now and then with you and your team? What have you guys been doing?
Not much. Went home, got some rest. We met a little after 12 today, had a little team meal, just sat down, talked about game plan and offensively, defensively type stuff that we want to try to accomplish today. And the biggest thing I told the girls is, this isn't necessarily a defining moment. We've done something that has only happened one other time at Grant County, and it was actually in 2017 that we had made it to the finals, and we played SK then as well. So at that time, that was the first time we've made a regional final. So round 2 in my 11 years of being here. So, I just wanted to make sure that they understood that, there's something big on the line here, making the Sweet 16, but just to go out and play our brand of basketball, do what we do and do it well and do it together. So hopefully that comes out today in our discussion, and we're loose and ready to play.
Well, Coach, I'm not going to take any more of your time. I know you want to get with your team and get them ready for this game tonight. So, Coach, congratulations on getting to the regional finals, and I wish you all guys the best of luck tonight.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate all the coverage.
Thank you so much. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Thank you.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
LaGrange Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
Research has shown high school sports to be a great community influence. Join scores of local businesses that have partnered with Glycod in sponsoring live, hometown-oriented sports programming on our video and social media platforms. For more information, email info@glycod.com.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Leslie Gilley in Crestwood today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're watching the 8th Region Basketball Tournament from Glycod.
Back live, Gallatin County High School, the venue for the 2023 8th Region Girls Basketball Tournament. Chris LeBar along with Gary Forrest. Coach, let's unpack a bit of Coach West's comments. And this is a peculiar matchup. Doesn't happen often that two teams inside the same district meet in the regional final.
Only in Kentucky, because as we know, only in Kentucky can the district runner-up dodge the bullet and get to go to the next level. And many times that team that goes in as a runner-up has emerged the winner.
Braves here in 017, actually at Oldham County. We saw that game in which Simon Kenton blasted them and the Pioneers all the success. But this Grant County team, and I think Don pointed out so well in his coach conversation, this Brave team built on defense.
Very much so. And, you know, Coach West has been in it a long time. You know, there are no shortcuts to success. You got to do a lot of things. But one of the things he's always done as a coach is he sort of hung his hat on the fact that good defense gets you where you want to go.
Let's take a deeper dive into this game, a look at the Watts Home Center keys to the game. What stands out for Simon?
Well, Simon is kind of built in a new tradition, love to shoot the threes. And Don mentioned some numbers, 40%, 42%. You know, one game I had them right at 48% of all their shots were three-pointers. And it's sort of a deal where everybody on the team has that green light. If you're open, shoot it.
The experience, and we've talked about it all this week about Kenton. Is it the good youth or the bad youth, and is that a determinant today?
I think so. You know, I mean, you got one senior starter, a couple of other seniors on the team, but this team's built on 8th graders, freshmen. You know, it's probably the youngest total team I've seen in my years of doing girls basketball.
The Braves have had the advantage all season long, or at least most of the season, with their inside play. Stand out today as well?
Very much so. And, you know, what makes them so good is the fact that they're very disciplined on offense. And we saw yesterday when their opponent was rallying, you know, they stayed emotionally calm and ran their stuff, and then got back cut for layups, and what was a 3-4 point game stretched itself back up, and that's kind of the way they play.
This game, certainly this is the third matchup of the year, with Grant winning the previous two by a total of 5 points. I mean, it doesn't get much closer.
Well, that just shows you how equal they are. Different ways of doing things, but when it comes right down to the final score, I wouldn't be surprised if either or team won.
Really enjoyed these coaches' conversations, and you can sense the mutual respect between both programs and both head coaches.
Very much so. You know, they live side by side. A lot of times, that isn't always the case. There's some jealousy, maybe a little bitterness, but they truly do seem to respect one another's programs.
Grant County 20-10. Simon Kenton 18-14. One more break. Starting lineups when we come back to Gallatin County for Simon Kenton and Grant County on Glycod.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
LaGrange Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
Research has shown high school sports to be a great community influence. Join scores of local businesses that have partnered with Glycod in sponsoring live, hometown-oriented sports programming on our video and social media platforms. For more information, email info@glycod.com.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Leslie Gilly in Crestwood today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're watching the 8th Region Basketball Tournament from Glycod.
Time now for your starting lineups, presented by Crestwood State Farm Insurance Agent Leslie Gilly. 3 freshmen and an 8th grader compile the SK starting quintet. Brinley Purnell leading them at 12 points a game. Gary, it's somebody different every night, it seems.
Chris, that's probably the thing about freshmen. They maybe sometimes don't get all involved in this, and they show great balance. Their point guard gets the ball to the person who's hot at the time. And, for just a freshman, what a wonderful thing.
For Grant County, usual quintet, Cummins and Arano, a pair of all 8th region performers, both young ladies double-figure scores. And Sarah Russell, our most outstanding player yesterday, contributes 5 points and 7 boards, and she was a difference maker in their win versus North.
Very much so. You look at their big 2 and you think, well, it's going to come from them. But in yesterday's action, Russell really played well when they got the starting center for North Oldham in foul trouble. It was Russell who kept sticking the ball back in.
Series, these teams play an awfully lot due to their proximity. Since '99, Simon the upper hand, but Grant 2 for 2 this season, and the winner will advance to take on the Region 2 winner Thursday at 8:30. That game actually will tip off at 3 o'clock today between Henderson County and Crittenden County. You can follow that outcome at the bottom of your screen. Tip-off when we come back. So glad to have you along on Glycod. We'll have live basketball to settle the 8th Region Championship right after this.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. We're talking paint colors today. Tommy, what are the hottest colors this season?
The hottest colors are gray. Grays are trending. You also have taupes, off-white. Benjamin Moore has over 4,000 colors, so we can find something that you like.
So if I wanted to color match my shirt, you could do it?
I can do it. We take our little color spectrometer here. It will take a picture of your shirt, tells us what color it is. We have true color lighting, so it helps us get the true color to match your color.
Do you have any tips for us to ensure a successful paint job?
The best tip I can give you is use the proper tools. You want to use a good paintbrush, you want to use a good roller. People always grab a roller frame, they just want to roll a wall. Grab a pole, whether it be an expensive good one, inexpensive wooden one. It makes the job go so much easier when you're rolling that wall out.
The team at Watts Home Center can answer all your painting questions, so come on out to their location here in LaGrange. I'm Lindsay Cox for WDRB Home Design.
If your car's been damaged, regardless of make or model, visit the experts at Roy's Body Shop. Roy's is locally owned and operated with free towing and lifetime warranty on all collision repairs. Plus, they provide deductible savings for every insurance claim. Open weekdays 9 to 5 at 2604 Highway 146 in LaGrange. Give them a call at 502-222-0948 or online at roysbodyshop.com. Roy's Body Shop. Collision repair for the people.
From Glycod, it's the 8th Region Basketball Tournament. Presented by Roy's Body Shop in LaGrange. Collision repair for the people. Tonight's game is also brought to you by Anderson Sales and Service, a top choice for homeowners and lawn professionals. Watts Home Center, design that feels like home. Thompson Heating and Cooling, making people comfortable. LaGrange Service Center, quality car care since 1964. And State Farm Insurance Agent Leslie Gilley. Now, courtside for all the action of the 8th Region Basketball Tournament on Glycod, presented by Roy's Body Shop.
Back live at Gallatin County High School, recognition at half court ahead of this 8th Region Championship game. Scholarship award winner down at half court. Great recognition for the scholarship winner inside Region 8. And Gary, just talking at the break, what a great crowd, good representation for both these schools.
Very much so. You know, it's regional tournament final weekend, and always great to see the numbers turn out to support their teams, and today is no different.
So Dry Ridge and the folks up in northern Kentucky at Simon Kenton traipsing down 71 to support these two outstanding high school athletic programs. So many young players certainly on Simon's side, but Grant, their student athletes haven't been in a situation like this either. You expect some early butterflies?
Oh, I think so. You know, how could you not have butterflies? You know, I get them every time this part of the year when you're playing for a trip to the state tournament. You know, you'd have to be about half comatose.
Memories certainly being made, and the opportunity to play in the Sweet 16. Lifelong memory for one of these high school basketball programs. So glad you joined us today on Glycod. So Simon Kenton and Grant. Sean West has got his Sunday best here today for the Braves. He's the best dressed head coach in the region.
Well, Sean sporting the bow tie look today, so breaking out all things.
Got Coach Stowers, the former Division II All-American at Northern Kentucky University, leading this Simon team. But as he pointed out to you, he's been around this program for a while.
Yeah, he may be the head coach this year, but it's not his first rodeo. He was his dad's right-hand man for many years and went through a lot of their state tournament teams, so he's been down that road. Maybe not with a team as young as this one, though.
The officials, Steve Stewart, Chris Simpson, Darren Mills. They'll have the responsibility of officiating this game cleanly, with the winner moving on to Sweet 16. Thursday, 8:30, opposite Region 2 winner, Crittenden County and Henderson County. And here we go. And a held ball 3 seconds into this game.
Well, that kind of shows you how close these two teams are. They played 2 seconds and it's tied.
We might have to have another one. Let's take 2, ladies. And another held ball. And Grant, possession.
Simon Kenton straight man-to-man to start the game.
Grant County, the home team on the scoreboard because they're a district winner. And the Braves send Cummins down the lane. Narano cleans it up.
Well, that's their 1-2 punch. Cummins misses. Narano follows up.
Kelch will rotate to Webb. And Eggleston with her first touch, shadowed by Russell. Webb and Narano, a key matchup in this game, and Webb knocks it in.
Interesting, right off the bat in the Webb, trying to establish a little bit of inside game, but loosens things up for the outside shots of Simon Kenton.
There's senior Dakota Rowe, and she's going to throw it away. It's flipped back and into the grasp of Russell for Grant. Baseline, fling is in for Scroggins.
Well, that's the big 3 already.
Purnell losing her footing, and Webb back to lasso it for the Pioneers.
Back and forth we go.
Purnell heaves one. And the 8th grader on the mark early. This has all the makings of a great game.
I think it's going to be a good one.
As Russell igniting the offense from up top. Cummins heaves a 3. And long rebound catapulted out to the foul line, gobbled up by Kelch. Here's Kelch beneath us, around the horn, Webb.
If you remember the other night when Kelch was one of the players of the game, she said without any indifference, we want Grant.
Overthrowing Webb in the lane, and Cummins will watch that ball trickle off the sideline and a turnover.
3 turnovers each for both teams. Would you say they're just a little bit tight? And most of that done from top of the key to the top of the key.
Purnell, an early 3 connection for Simon as she'll handle inching into forecourt. Now Kelch, foul line fling, well short. And it's flipped back in play as Rowe.
Simon with a 3/4 court pressure, trying to establish the up-tempo they like to play with.
That ball's going to pinball off of Narano, and a whistle. The arrow in favor of Simon Kenton. Two early held balls in this one as Simon trying to build on an early 1-point lead.
Wow, battling out front.
Purnell off the window. Brinley Purnell with 5 early.
Very aggressive coming out of the box for the youngster.
And we'll see how Grant responds. Down an early 3 as Russell flings it up, and it's off, and a foul. Game's first foul on Emily Eggleston.
Right now, Chris, the tempo, I think, kind of favors Simon. They've been extending the floor and playing a little fast than we've seen Grant.
Braves team a 63% free throw shooting team. And Sarah Russell will have another. Her first point, and the Pioneers by an early field goal. Morano causing some duress as that pass winding around back to Purnell. Now Rosa Bulldog up top there trying to...
She's right in Purnell's face.
Fight around that screen. It's Gadzala that headed momentarily. Webb foul line. Nice find, and Kelch puts it off. However, a Grant County foul.
Nice back cut. Webb with a nice little ball fake. Kelch back cut it, hit her on the diagonal, and fouled on the shot.
So Kelch for a pair. She was yesterday's most outstanding player. Interesting to hear her talk about her three-point shooting and her mindset going into games. Likes to get a lot of volume of shots in the pregame.
Full court pressure now on the score by Simon Kenton, trying to create up-tempo.
And they'll get a theft as Kelch with a steal. Purnell heaves a 3. And the long rebound poked around underneath. Secured by Gadzala, and Grant County with a foul. Be the second team Brave personal. And back to Purnell as she'll occupy this offense. Crafty dribble by Kelch. And Webb fouled. May have gotten away with steps, but a foul called on Arano.
I tell you what, it's very easy to see the game plan for the Pioneers. Different than the other two nights. They're really trying to get Webb involved in the middle where Grant's defense will collapse down. Webb either has the option to score or fan it out for the better-looking 3.
Free throw does go in while you were away. Webb now with 3. And the Pioneers go to their bench. There's a long free throw secured by Scroggins. Riley Flynn checked in for Simon Kenton in between free throw attempts. As Russell funnels it back to Rowe. Rowe through contact. Oh, put it in, and a foul.
Rowe got those shoulders turned north and south on contact, able to get the left-hand banker in.
Looked like she was bumped well before that.
I think that's our new definition of continuation.
And Rowe with the and one. She's been relatively quiet offensively in this tournament, but on the board early for Grant. And the rebound back to Russell. Still loose under there. And how about Cummings coming out of the pile with it?
Well, rebounding, obviously an issue for the Pioneers, one they were concerned about going into this game.
There's Russell, and a great pass by again the 8th grader. So a 4-point trip for Grant County.
Well, and 4 offensive rebounds in that session.
There is Purnell on the bounce.
Purnell really working to get the ball in the Webb.
Webb faces Purnell, a jumper. And the rebound, that was Flynn thrown to the deck by a Rowe arm. Purnell a 3.
Purnell missed the first one, but not the second one. That all came about by the offensive rebound that got him the extra second attempt at the 3.
Purnell with 8 as Cummins again around the corner dives in and will be fouled. There you see the play as the ball pinballed right to Purnell. And Grant County within 3. Excuse me, within 4 after the Purnell 3. So Cummins brings Grant within 2. It's Gonzalez tight rope.
Got away. I thought she got away with a double dribble. The official slow to react on that.
So Gonzalez with the turnover, and it's Grant County ball. Thought for a moment there may be a Pioneer timeout. Is that ball occurring right in the confines of that bench? Russell will tap to Rowe. Ava Slusser on for the Pioneers. And Russell has her pass deflected away. Here comes Gonzalez leading a break. Extra fine and a 3. It's off the heel. And over and out again. Narano. And a great pass by Russell. Narano now with 4. And a brave foul at this end. There you see the great pass, Gary, from Russell in tight spaces to find Narano.
Well, they really care for one another, and you can see that in their play. Russell passed up a good shot for a better shot for her teammate.
Purnell angling baseline, got a little bit too deep.
I think Purnell really tried to sell the foul on that one. Tough angle shot.
Here is Rowe putting on the break, and it will stay Grant. As the Pioneers bring back Riley Flynn, and Purnell gets an early breather. 8 early points in the quarter for Brinley Purnell.
Well, as a point guard, she's really keyed everything aggressively. Turnover number 6, uncharacteristic for the Lady Braves.
Oh my, and I believe Flynn just lost her footing.
You know, I know the Simon Kenton people are wanting a trip, but it almost looked like she clipped the back of her heel.
Remnants of this opening quarter. What we've seen this week from Ginn, she plays a lot of minutes as an 8th grader, lost the handle, able to gobble it back. And Russell fumbled it forward but was fouled.
Well, 2 sets of opinions. The Grant County people thought, yes, sir, and the Simon Kenton, they begged to differ on the called foul. Kelch back in for this last 17 seconds. Undoubt, she'll be looking to shoot the ball.
Russell in the opening of the defense. And Flynn Underneath for the rebound. Here is Slusser in transition. And Russell back for the corral as Ginn attacks under 5. Brave ball under 2. There's Russell. And that's going to wrap up quarter number 1. Simon Kenton and Grant County tied at 13 from Gallatin County. And we'll be right back on Glycod.
Grange Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
For dependable, friendly heating, cooling, electric, and plumbing service, it's Kinzer & Kinzer at 200 East Jefferson Street in LaGrange. Locally owned and operated since 1983. Call 502-222-0497.
You're watching the 8th Region Basketball Tournament from Glycod.
Welcome back to Warsaw. Gallatin County High School, the site, and a very tight first quarter, Gary.
Well, it doesn't really surprise me that we've got a 13-13 tie. We said from the beginning this one could go right down to the buzzer, and it has all the makings of that.
Pioneers have been more inside focused this afternoon.
Very much so. Surprisingly, both teams a little high on turnovers. 5 for Simon Kenton, 6 for Grant County, and I think that just shows the magnitude of the nerves in this game.
And a held ball. Or was it? It will actually belong to Simon.
Well, the game plan right now is anytime Rose got the ball, they're going to try to trap her because of her lack of size, and they've kind of affected her passes. Now Grant running and doubling.
Here comes Purnell weaving near sideline. And she's been on the mark thus far as Purnell now with her 10th point.
Well, Purnell, a little break at the end of the first quarter, comes out fresh, firing, and knocks it down. Simon staying with a man-to-man on the half court.
Into Narano, fumbled, but were captured by Cummins.
Narano not getting a lot of touches, nor Cummins.
And there's a lob pass, trying to find Narano, could not run underneath it. And Purnell out with it for the Pioneers.
7 turnovers for the Lady Braves.
Eggleston, a deep one. I think we're going to give her a 2 as Eggleston just inside the arc. Her first field goal. And a Grant timeout is Coach West sensing a bit of an issue. We'll step aside. Back in 30 on Glycod.
Outdated electronics harm the environment when disposed with regular trash. That's why Oldham County Solid Waste is sponsoring an electronics collection event on Saturday, April 15th, 2023 from 9 a.m. to noon at Oldham County High School student parking lot. It's the perfect time to properly dispose of tube and projection style televisions, computers, smartphones, or other gadgets that you may no longer need. No restrictions on devices, every bit helps. A message from Oldham County Solid Waste.
You're watching the 8th Region Basketball Tournament from Glycod.
Great atmosphere today at Gallatin County High School. Winner moves on to the Sweet 16, starting next week at Rupp Arena. Grant County possession down 4 after their timeout.
Trapping the wing on the first pass, and another turnover by
There's
Grant.
Webb back from Kelch, and Cummins races down to commit the foul.
You got to think, having watched them through the tournament, this is the first time we've seen Simon trapping that first pass, so a little wrinkle, and it seems to have surprised Grant.
Haley Webb for a pair from the foul line, and something tells me in about 2 years we'll be talking about her as 8th Region Player of the Year.
Well, she's going to have a lot of competition from within her own team. That's the good thing about it, I guess, if you're a SK fan.
Such a high ceiling as that ball touched last in the corner by the Pioneers. It was Eggleston that got a mid on it last. And Grant now staring at a 5-point deficit. 2 minutes scoreless to start this quarter for the Braves.
Turnovers, 8 already, and just about another one. I tell you, they're really using the small size of Rowe against her, and a lot of her passes are getting deflected.
Scroggins trying to find a way baseline. And now again, angles around. Alexis Day, a sophomore's on for the Braves, donning number 13. Narano, a deep 3, and a much-needed Brave bucket.
Well, we talked about a very disciplined team. We saw it then in that offensive possession.
And Narano with the overplay poke away. Boy, again, right up in the grill of Purnell, and a foul, the second on Narano.
Well, that's something to watch. You know, they certainly can't have Narano sitting out at all. I thought Purnell really got a weak offside hand into the defender Rowe when Rowe gets up in her grill.
There's Purnell trying to evade Ginn, and no whistle, no foul, as Ginn credited with a defensive play and deflected away all that length. That ball deflected away by Eggleston.
Turnover number 9 for the Lady Braves. They're starting to add up.
Entry to Webb. And Narano.
Well, they're letting them play. I'll say that much.
Finding Ginn for Grant. That Narano 3 was ginormous. Day well off the mark. Outlet Eggleston. And Eggleston in, but Purnell credited with a dime.
Well, missed jumper at one end led to the run out for SK.
Boy, Narano bulldozing her way. And I think they're going to call Emily on that foul.
Well, as we mentioned earlier, you know, that's her third, and I look for him to take her out. And with 4:08 in the second quarter, this 4-point lead by Simon could be greatly enhanced with Rano having to sit down.
Underscore the 4:08 mark of the second quarter as Narano picks up foul number 3. And 1-1 looming for Megan Gazzala for Simon, where she shoots only 44%.
Now, sometimes playing in the regional final brings the best out in people. 44% free throw shooter knocks it down.
Sean West, you just get the sense that a little anxiety building on that sideline. Down 5 now with Narano out with 3 fouls. And now trailing by a half dozen.
Yeah, that's that big handicap right now. And, one of Coach Stauer's keys was he felt like they had to neutralize, if anything, the rebounds, and they have. And uncharacteristically, Grant County has turned the ball over.
Brave timeout, leaving them with 3. As the Braves now try to mount a little bit of a comeback and not let this slip the other side as well.
Very much so. And with a team like Simon who can go on those offensive binges, that's something you always have to be concerned about.
Brinley Purnell leading scorer in the game with 10. Emily Narano for the Braves with 7. But again, Narano also with 3 fouls. Coming up at halftime, we will hopefully check in with a representative of Gallatin County High School. Been a great venue for this season's 8th Region Girls Tournament. It will be at Anderson County next year, part of the school rotation inside this region. So what do the Braves do now here late in this half?
Well, once again, be patient.
Trying to attack the press, and Scroggins has it deflect off of Kelch.
Well, you can look for Scroggins and maybe Cummins to step it up a little bit. They're their 2 most experienced scorers on the floor right now.
Braves inbound. Scroggins will run underneath it. Now Rowe. Bounce pass in the corner. And Cummins, for the moment, not even on the floor.
Right.
There's Rowe chiseling over Today.
Well, they did this the other day. Turnover number 10. Caught with a double dribble. The ball got hung on her side.
Defensive pressure out front has been a key play in this game.
I just think it looks like Simon has thrown a little wrinkle in when they've trapped the wing on certain passes.
Now Kelch flips it. It's Bella Bach, a senior, that handles it now for Simon. Flynn attacking. And to the foul line, she'll sashay. Pioneer team trying to get back to the Sweet 16 for the 6th time in 15th season. Just a remarkable run. They were there last in 2018. And of course, Grant County trying to make their first ever appearance at the state tournament.
And ironically, correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, it was this same Grant County bunch that Simon's last trip had to go through.
2017, we were there at Oldham County High School. The site seems like yesterday we were there for that one. As that is off the mark, and a Pioneer foul over the top. A very important 3 minutes for Grant County.
Really. Things starting to turn sideways for them. They need to get back in this thing. And, their style isn't quick score.
There's Rowe veering and connecting.
That defense parted like the Red Sea.
So Rowe in for her 3rd and 4th point.
I think Rowe's adage is, well, if they're going to trap me on my passes, I'll just drive it on them.
Well, the Narano sideline with fouls and Cummins not out there, somebody else has to pick up the slack. And it's Rowe, Sarah Rowe with the basket. Now Flynn floating. Eggleston tees it up. And the offensive rebound by Kelch setting things up.
Yep. Turnover.
And a Brave foul underneath. Team foul.
Chris, that's turnover number 11 for Grant County. Very, very uncharacteristic of them.
And this lead is now swelled to 8. Caroline Barnes on the doorstep.
Well, they really needed that one.
Tiptoeing under 2 is Purnell attacking. And a big rebound by Will Coxon as the Braves try and stay within touch here late in quarter 2. That's
Wow.
Dakota Rowe.
Kind of rode Rowe down.
And a whistle. Team foul number 6.
Yeah, they're really trying to trap the really small Grant County guards, in particularly Rowe, and it's had its successes.
Hearing Coach Stowers talk yesterday, he said he wasn't going to get much sleep last night preparing for this one. Perhaps that was a discovery at 3 a.m.
Well,
whatever it takes,
been
right?
there, done that.
There's Russell.
Been really quiet.
Chiseling in for 2, so Grant now down 5.
Grant has shot a great percentage, but those 11 turnovers negate all of that.
Eggleston.
And if you're going to let them make those threes.
Pioneers have made 4 of them.
Too good a look on that one, uncontested.
Eggleston now with 10. Back to 8. Again trying to evade Flynn. And Webb out, and she'll be called for the foul. Let's see if that's a 1-and-1. It will be a 2-shot foul.
Well, I tell you again, kind of hit the wall when she ran into Webb.
Olivia again, an 8th grader, leading free throw shooter for this Grant bunch at 86%.
Well, that one there showed why. Nothing but net.
The way we've seen her this week, she does not back down despite her youth and size. Great instincts.
Oops.
And Webb corrals the rebound, and 2 free throws coming up as Will Coxon picks up the Braves' 10th. Webb 3 of 4 from the foul line. And it's a 9-point cushion.
Well, once again, it's the numbers game from Simon Kenton, constantly rotating in fresh bodies. They'll play up to 10 players.
And there's a basket put in by Barnes, so she's got 4 off the bench.
But the problem is right now, Grant is just trading out buckets with Simon, and when you're down 10, that math isn't good.
Slithering in the lane, that's an errant shot. That was Flynn with an errant shot and a Pioneer foul in pursuit of that loose ball. So 1-and-1 for Grant. I think if Coach West's team can be within 5-6 points, he'd be relatively happy at half.
Yeah, I'm still kind of wondering what the deal with Cummins, if we missed a foul or such.
Very unusual for her not to be out there.
Yep.
And
you take two of your top scorers, and, they've set out about 3 minutes of this. Really, it's been a turntable second quarter.
Barnes, 79% foul shooter for 1-1. Six points off the Brave bench. Again with a free throw. Barnes now with 5.
Yeah, that's really been a blessing for them, to keeping them in this thing, even though, this margin has stretched itself out here in the latter part of second quarter.
So Barnes now half dozen, double her season average. And the Pioneers, 30 seconds, now less than that in quarter 2 as Purnell triggers a 3. Perhaps ill-advised, and a rebound gobbled up by Russell of Grant. And Ginn accelerating. There's Barnes feeling it. And Wilcoxon just a tad overzealous over the top.
Well, had all that energy going, and unfortunately 10 seconds to play. They'll walk the floor for some freebies.
Can't fault Barnes for wanting to take it strong, but perhaps best serves to hang on to that.
Well, you would think so. That same shot will come back around 10 seconds. You obviously give Simon an opportunity to score the easy way. Free throws.
Gadzala 2 of 2 from the foul line. So the song remains the same with 10 ticks in the half. Bella Ober, a 7th grader, is in for Simon. Their middle school team's got to be lights out.
Well, it just depends. If they're playing, maybe their season's ended, they get moved up, or sometimes they have the option of moving up.
Two-possession game as Barnes out of sorts there, and it'll be Simon Kenton basketball.
Turnover number 12, still with 5 ticks on the clock. I can bet that with 3 fresh subs coming in, Simon will try to get a shot off.
Pioneers will call 30 and bring in 3 reserves. So Coach Stowers trying to maximize this final possession.
Apparently he really wants this score with 5 seconds to go. A lot of time coaches in close games will want to keep that in their pocket, but Coach Stowers says, hey, maybe we could get another easy bucket.
What was your philosophy in a scenario like that?
I'm not going to call that timeout. That's why we practice. You have an idea, and the nature of this rivalry, I think you're going to need all the timeouts you can get.
So Simon by 6. We will update the ticker at half, and lots going on inside Kentucky today. 11, unofficially 11 regional championship girls games. We've got a pair of boys semis. And we will also chat with Angela Lewis, the Gallatin County High School principal. And she will join us at halftime. Our Don Mueller will chat with Miss Lewis. That's Purnell going to heave it off the mark, and that's going to take us to halftime. So the 3 early fouls, the storyline for Grant County's Emily Narano, but the Pioneers only up 6 over the Braves. We'll be right back on Glycod.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and our newest location at 1675 Watterson Trail in Louisville.
If your car's been damaged, regardless of make or model, visit the experts at Roy's Body Shop. Roy's is locally owned and operated with free towing and lifetime warranty on all collision repairs. Plus, they provide deductible savings for every insurance claim. Open weekdays 9 to 5 at 2604 Highway 146 in LaGrange. Give them a call at 502-222-0948 or online at roysbodyshop.com. Roy's Body Shop. Collision repair for the people. Glycon on YouTube is Kentuckiana's fastest growing high school sports video site. When you click to subscribe, don't forget to tap the bell and be notified of our upcoming live broadcasts and other unique video content. Subscribe for free now at youtube.com/Glycon.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
LaGrange Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by LaGrange Service Center, a family-owned car repair shop that also offers 24/7 towing and roadside assistance. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, celebrating their 58th year in business.
Back live at Gallatin County High School. It's halftime. Great game for the 8th Region Championship. I'm Chris LaBar welcoming Gallatin County Principal Angela Lewis. What a great venue, Angela. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you for being here.
What do you make of this festivity? I know it's a big deal for your school to host it.
It is absolutely a big deal. I have seen pictures, videos of other regional tournaments. A lot of wiggle room in those stands. If you have seen these fans out here, it has been phenomenal, the people that have come out to support these student athletes.
What has the support been like from a volunteer standpoint? Because I know it takes a lot of folks to pull this off.
It does. People don't realize what goes into this. You've got gate workers, concession workers, you've got announcers. Our community, we have a lot of people who like to pull in and help out anytime they can, and that's been great.
This is Angela Lewis, principal of Gallatin County High School. Let's talk about this program and this school and what makes it so unique.
We have a very young team, but basketball is the end sport here. So we have a lot of people that like to, our coaches like to pull from the middle school, try to bring them up as much as they can. Our girls has a young team, boys have a few young players, but they really stick in there and they work hard. That's one thing I can say about our kids is they give 110% all the time.
Let's talk about academically and the curriculum-wise and things that are very special for Gallatin County High School.
Academically, we strive to do the best we can every day. We have the ACT coming up this week for our juniors, and we are paying for our sophomores to take that ACT as well. As a mother of a sophomore student, I can tell you that they are taking it seriously. They're doing the best that they can as far as studying. Our kids are really invested in their future at this time.
Thanks for stopping by. It's been a great week. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.
That's Angela Lewis, principal of Gallatin County High School. We'll take a break down the first half right after this on Glycon.
Looking for sound, prudent financial advice? Did you know that one of the brightest and best financial advisors is in your own backyard? Robin Lawson of Financial Solutions Incorporated has a mission to understand your long-term goals and to create a specific strategy just for you. Robin understands the challenges that face most of us today and offers fresh, out-of-the-box thinking that can put you on the road to financial freedom. Contact Robin Lawson today at 502-225-9900. That's 502-225-9900 or visit lawsonfinancial.net.
LaGrange Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. Today we're talking ways to give your home a facelift. Jim, what are some updates and trends for doors this season?
The most popular door of the year so far has been this 3/4 6 light shown here as a double French door. I've sold this in this configuration, a door with side lights, a single door. People are loving the natural light this year.
In addition to doors, windows are another great way to update your home, right?
Absolutely. There's no better way to increase your home's energy efficiency than new windows. And if you're about to sell your house, nothing looks better on a property listing than new windows.
So can you and your team provide me an estimate to match my particular budget?
Absolutely. With multiple products and vendors, we can work with your budget to get your home the product it needs.
The Watts Home Center team can answer all of your window and door questions. So come on out and see them here in LaGrange or go to wattshomecenter.com to learn more.
For dependable, friendly heating, cooling, electric, and plumbing service, it's Kinzer & Kinzer at 200 East Jefferson Street in LaGrange. Locally owned and operated since 1983. Call 502-222-0497.
If your car's been damaged, regardless of make or model, visit the experts at Roy's Body Shop. Roy's is locally owned and operated with free towing and lifetime warranty on all collision repairs. Plus, they provide deductible savings for every insurance claim. Open weekdays 9 to 5 at 2604 Highway 146 in LaGrange. Give them a call at 502-222-0948 or online at roysbodyshop.com. Roy's Body Shop. Collision repair for the people.
You're watching the 8th Region Basketball Tournament from Glycod.
Back live at Gallatin County High School, Chris LeBar along with Gary Forrest. It's a 6-point lead at the half. Where would you like to start, Coach?
Well, we'll start at the end of the first quarter, 13-13 time. We talked about how this game would maybe go that way the entire distance, but what we saw was a Simon Kenton team that got hot, 4 out of 6 threes. And Coach Stowers always says when they shoot the three well, everything else comes easier for them, and it has. Now, on the other hand, we're looking at Grant County, kind of struggled to score points. They do from time to time, but, you know, they shot a great percentage, 9 of 15. You would think, shoot that good a percentage, you'd be ahead. The big problem was 12 turnovers for a team that's usually very solid with the ball, and that's just less possessions. You got a chance to score.
Emily Narano with those 3 fouls. Certainly, I would have to think Simon Kenton would want to attack her in the second half.
Well, I would think so. And then there was the mystery player, you know, Narano, one of their all-regional players, and then Jada Cummins as well went out. We haven't seen her back in unless we missed a foul. So they played the last 3 minutes without their 2 all-regional players. Were able to hang in there. They were actually down at one time by 11, so they have cut it back to 6.
You look at this Simon Kenton team, Coach, makers of 4 threes. Emily Eggleston been relatively quiet offensively in the first 2 games, but 10 points in today's first half.
Well, you know, on a team where it's an equal opportunity, when you get hot, they get them the ball. And for Eggleston, you know, this first half was her time to shine. And, you know, usually it's Kelch and some others. You know, the little point guard always sort of leads them. But they've just got so many weapons they can throw at you. And when you stop one problem, another one looms down the road.
Look, this Grant County scoring. Narano, these are unofficial, but Narano with 8. 5 points for Russell, and Caroline Barnes with 6 off the bench. To win this game, you have to think they need something offensively from Cummins.
Gotta have it. Gotta have it. You know, what they got from Barnes off the bench was a plus, and they really needed it in that late second quarter.
Halftime here. Simon by 6 over the Grant County Braves. Second half on the other side of this timeout from Glycod.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
You're watching the 8th Region Basketball Tournament from Glycod.
Chris Labar, Coach Gary Forrest, Don Mueller patrolling the sidelines as we welcome you back to Gallatin County High School. The winner moving on to the Sweet 16. They'll await the winner of Region 2 winner between Crittenden and Henderson County. That game will tip off in about 15 minutes. So the Pioneers +6. And always find the adjustments very interesting to see which direction both teams go to start quarter 3.
Well, all starters present and accounted for starting this third quarter. So if you're Grant, got to eliminate turnovers and chip away. If you're Simon Kenton, just keep pushing it and throwing bodies at them.
And a quick jumper well off the mark. Flip back in play. And the Braves going to miss another one underneath as Webb will run underneath it. What are the defensive changes that Grant's going to make, Gary?
Well, I just think once again they want to try to crowd the shooters.
Purnell.
The immediate problem seems to be Purnell. I mean, she's shot the mid-range jumper well.
Purnell with 12 right on her average. And the lead back to 8. There's Narano veering right. And Gadzala called for the personal.
Narano, a lefty. Scouting report says push her right. They did, and she did a good job. One hard dribble, got into the paint.
And Rowe start this offense for the Braves, seeking their first ever regional championship. Here's Narano, baseline fling.
Man, just about took her arm off, no call. Right now the officials letting them play.
There's Kelch. And Eggleston coughs it up out of bounds. Let's take another look at this shot by Narano, and yeah, boy, it looked like Webb. And then Webb took an elbow as well.
She might have to go to the chiropractor when this is over.
There's Rowe trying to ignite this Brave offense.
Webb, her job is to... A great job. Rowe never could get the offense started, and they got a 5-second call, so turnovers continue.
This 13th region crew, it's been a focal point all week, the 5-second call. We've seen a lot of those this week.
You wonder if it's point of emphasis. You know, I haven't seen it much during the season, but out of this group, we're seeing it. And that has to benefit the defense.
Purnell working around a Webb screen, and Purnell, little runner, got the roll.
Man, slow motion.
From 6 to 10. As Simon by double figures, Narano seeks an answer. And that's Russell, a crafty rebound underneath. Narano 0 for 2 on that trip at Rowe.
I think Narano's maybe forcing things just a little bit.
And a foul up top on Kelch.
Yeah, Kelch on a much smaller Rowe, and Rowe's pretty crafty herself. She got into Kelch's body and got the foul called.
Narano out to Cummins, and now Cummins will get a touch.
Tell you what, Chris, Grant has not been able to run any of their releases out of their offense. We saw them yesterday constantly going to those.
And a held ball, arrow in favor of Simon Kenton.
Simon is right on top of all their outlet releases out of their offense, and that's just familiarity from having played them during the year.
Just over 5 minutes in this third. Now Webb's going to flip it, teeing up Kelch. Gonzala heaves, and there's Narano to clean it up for Grant. As the Braves try to mount something offensively.
Looking to double row once again. This time she didn't hold on it as long.
And Narano drives in the third early foul this half on Simon Kenton.
Well, and a lot of that is Narano taking the ball straight to the basket. You know, and Rowe, if she learned anything, I think the first half is if you dribble very long, they're going to double you and use your size against you. So she's been able to get the ball out of her hands quicker, and hopefully that for Grant will result in better shots and less turnovers.
Narano with 7 unofficially. And that one will stay in.
It didn't look pretty, but she had great roll on it. You know, it just looks like Narano's maybe pressing a little bit. You know, maybe the 3 fouls is, you know, kind of got into her head a little bit. Full court pressure by the Lady Braves.
That was the first points of this quarter for Grant as Russell digs out the rebound. Narano runs the floor. And out of sorts there. As Kelch and Scroggins called for the reach in.
You know, Chris, at this point, it just seems like Grant is out of whack a little bit. And give credit to Simon. I think they're changing up their defenses, and it's got Grant a little befuddled.
Bella Bach in for the Pioneers as Emily Eggleston will shuttle out. And there's Purnell finding Kelch and a moving screen underneath. I think it's Gonzala. Well, I don't know, Gary. You take another look at that. She looked pretty,
yeah, I did.
Pretty secure. Boy, I don't know. Okay. There's the entry, and Narano crafts it in for 2. Emily Narano with 10. And the lead back to 6. Oh, and Cummins just a beat late.
Boy, close to that 10-second call.
There's Kelch all the way in for 2.
Fast pace right now. This got to favor Simon Kenton.
Narano batting it around underneath, and finally Cummins, just exasperated at that defensive miss, will strut the stripe for 2, but the 5th team Pioneer foul.
Well, think about it, Chris. This is the first time I think we've called Cummins' name this entire game.
She scored the first 2 points of the game. Remember, drove to the basket on the tip. That's been it.
Yep.
So Cummins 2 of 2 from the foul line. As Ava Slusser shuttles in for the Pioneers. Simon a winner over South Oldham yesterday, 59-46, and it was about this point yesterday where they really opened it up.
Yep, very much so, and once again led by just making jump shots, and they made a flurry of them.
Skylar Menifee is watching from the bench, and there's a made 3 again for Simon, excuse me.
Yep. Great spacing. The ball never touched the floor. Went down one side, skipped past, jump shot.
Cummins veers in, and Simon foul.
Kind of a late call. I don't disavow the fact that it was probably a foul, but it was kind of like, well, yeah, she did. Then they blew the whistle.
Purnell having an outstanding game for the Pioneers. 6-team fouls, so Grant 1-1 the rest of this way as...
Well, Grant's been more active, and they haven't turned the ball over in the front court. Maybe that'll get Cummins going.
Jada 5 of 6 from the foul line. As Bach angles it across to Slusser. High dribble, and Cummins just a beat late to poke it out of bounds. This Pioneer team built on depth and three-point shooting.
Well, everything is set up, though, by the point guard out front, and she just sets the table. And, even her backup does a great job of getting the players where they should be.
Scroggins giving Flynn ample room up top as Flynn angles in. Oh, my heavens, it's in.
Well, Flynn's doing all of that, but the book on her is she's totally right-handed, and she was. She set all the pieces in motion, took a little stagger dribble left, crossed over, and went to that dominant right-hand layup.
Save that one for a Saturday afternoon game of horse. Flynn, her first 2 points, 5'8" sophomore, and a big free throw tacked on. We've got Pioneer young lady injured. Didn't exactly see what transpired, but we'll step aside, be right back. An 11-point game, and we'll be back after this on Glycod.
Winter is coming. The Farmer's Almanac is predicting a rough winter with teeth-chattering cold. Don't be caught unprepared. Call Thompson Heating and Cooling today for a special $99 HVAC checkup. Because the last time you want to find out your heat isn't working is when you really need it. At Thompson, we offer a 2-hour appointment window, so you won't be kept waiting all day. We are fully stocked and prepared, and 90% of our calls are repaired that day. And as always, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call us today for express service.
You're watching the 8th Region Basketball Tournament from Glycod.
Ava Slusser, as you see, being aided off the floor on that free throw make. So the Pioneers by 11. And it will be Brave basketball. Again, sliding our side. And that was an alert play by Russell. So always seems to be in the right position.
Yeah, very much so. It was intended to Cummins, and she didn't handle it cleanly. Luckily, Russell was Johnny on the spot and got the ball, got fouled on the errant shot.
1-1 for Sarah Russell. Or excuse me, 2-shot foul, I beg your pardon. Braves team trailed by 6 at half. And Simon has added 5 to that margin. The Grant foul as they trap on that far sideline. Fell on Dakota Rowe. You get the sense Simon is perhaps a mini flurry away from really opening this thing up.
Well, not only that, the problem that Grant has, they don't score quickly. They're not built that way. And, you know, you're going to get in the fourth quarter with maybe a double-figure lead, and that's going to force Grant to play a little quicker. I don't think that's their nature.
And a foul all the way away from the ball. That won't go over well in Dry Ridge.
Well, we can hear what the Grant County fans think about it.
Not sure. Yeah, that was just outside the width of our camera shot.
And, I don't want to say anything, but, they've avoided that dangerous fourth foul on Navarro.
Sure has. So Navarro with 3 early fouls in the first half. As Ober attacks, and nice entry in Webb. Oh, my. And
man.
Horrible call. Very late whistle.
Well, we just mentioned it, and I thought Navarro made a great steal, and then it was like a 3-second count delay.
Take a look at that.
And that could be a game changer or a game finisher.
And maybe there was a foul, but again, after the play, you got a couple seconds after the...
If there was, you missed it. You don't want to call it that late. The angle we're at, it looked like she just did a great job anticipating the pass and knifed through.
See this play develop here. It's just now inbounding, but again, there's Navarro traipsing up the floor and then the whistle. Kelch drives, and a well-executed play for Simon Kenton.
I think Grant right now, with that fourth foul, they're a little rattled.
How long do you keep Navarro on the sideline?
Well, I get her out now.
And banked in for Caroline Barnes.
Well, they'll take them anyway. Barnes has been a bright spot. But defensively, if I'm Simon, that's not how they're made. I'd go at Navarro.
Well, she's not on the floor.
Oh. Well, they have a hard time going at her, won't they?
As Webb reels it over to Purnell.
But when she comes right back in, I'm still going at her.
Oh, my, and Webb swinging. Elbow. It's been a physical game.
Well, there's another one. Simon doing a pretty good job trying to create space.
And it will be out of bounds as Flynn took a bump as well.
Well, interesting. It's getting a little chippy right now.
Off the mark. Oh, my. And we've got a foul underneath. Will be on Grant. 15 foul.
Well, Cummins better be careful. In anguish, she hit the floor with both hands, but you're right on that line of not being able to return.
And that shot is going to be off the mark as Rowe has it swatted. And Rowe racing all the way back called.
Oh!
Be the 16th foul as Grant's going to bring on Alexis Day. And a lot going on those two sequences. We'll try to take a look here. So no foul at that end, and Rowe racing all the way back. Riley Flynn with 3 big points on that 3-point play earlier. She'll have 1 and 1.
Right, amazing thing, helped off, but now back on the floor.
Again, expected Russell to release.
Didn't have a eye to contact.
There's Ober trapped in the corner and a Simon Kenton 30-second timeout late in quarter number 3.
Well, Simon gets to practice that 10-second or under call again at the end of a quarter. Last time, not too successful.
8th Region boys semifinals tomorrow night. Woodford and North, Collins and Simon Kenton. Gary and I will be there. We'll also have Region 6 title game between J-Town and DeSales. How about DeSales beating Evangel Christian yesterday?
Well, DeSales has been sort of that mystery team. beginning of the year, thought very highly of. A lot of things haven't gone right, but they're playing well at the right time.
J-Town seeking back-to-back 6 region titles, and lots of action here in the next pair of days on Glycon. So it will be Simon Kenton basketball out of the timeout. Of course, both teams, 3 timeouts remaining, both teams with 7 team fouls. Arrow in favor of Grant. There's Webb with a great ball fake, and Cummins with a rebound. Again, nice find underneath, and an and one at the horn. Looked like Ginn perhaps may have shuffled her feet, gathering her feet, but a great pass nonetheless.
Well, Grant County hard pressed to get some points on the board this quarter. It's a good way to finish the quarter.
An untimed free throw is missed. And that'll take us to the end of 3. Simon by 9, 8 minutes away from a trip to Rupp Arena. We'll be right back on Glycon.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Leslie Gilly in Crestwood today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and our newest location at 1675 Watterson Trail in Louisville. You're watching the 8th Region Basketball Tournament from Glycod.
Quarter number 4 on the way at Gallatin County High School, side of the 2023 8th Region Girls Basketball Tournament.
Boy, Cummins just can't get anything going tonight. They ran a set play for her. She had a layup, and no luck.
Inbound to Bella Bach. As Kelch will coordinate. Narano not back out there yet with that 4th foul. Let's see what Coach West opts to do as we near the 7:30 mark. And Cummins in the passing lane, receiving the turnover from Flynn. Barnes up. And Webb, always a factor, even without the offense, due to her defensive prowess. Oh my, and Purnell shoved to the ground from behind. Foul against Alexis Day, Grant County's 8th team foul. This has been a very physical game.
Yeah, not to the point where they've gotten real testy, but close.
See Purnell racing up the floor. And she'll have one more. It's a good segue to remind you we'll have the State Farm Insurance agent Leslie Gilly Most Outstanding Player Award at the conclusion of this game. Don Mueller will chat with the MOP as well as the winning coach, the regional championship winning coach. And for either of these coaches, it'll be their first trip to the Sweet 16 as a head coach. How long do you leave Narano on the bench?
I think I get her in now.
There's Day crafting baseline and all that length. That was Eggleston with a block shot. And the Braves continue to hustle. That's Russell. And a strong take. Barnes has been a revelation in this game.
Barnes has played like a starter, and she's played like a senior who doesn't want the season to end.
Barnes only a sophomore. You heard her talk yesterday, or rather Coach West talk about her yesterday. Strong take.
Well, there, as we speak, Narano comes back in.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't leave her on the bench. They're too hard pressed right now, and Grant shoots her free throws well, and they're going to need all of them.
Barnes with 9. Still 6:33 left.
The thing about Simon that would concern me a little bit is they love to play at a fast pace. And with this lead, up or down, I think they're going to play at a fast pace.
And a foul on the floor.
They've gotten more offensive rebounds today than they have the other 2 games we've seen them up here, Chris. And I think they went in with a concern about rebounding, and their kids have done a good job. Usually when they shoot a lot of threes, they're not in good rebounding position. But today, I think they've gotten a lot more than the last 2 games.
Both of Simon Kenton's wins leading into this. We're by double figures, dispatching of Owen. And then a 13-point.
Well, the numbers game.
Defeat of South Oldham yesterday. Now it's 11 points here. There's Barnes and a strong take. Here you see Coach Stowers, hands on hips, chatting with his assistant. And Barnes to the line for 2 as Riley Flynn will check in. Emily Eggleston will exit, fouling out. And Narano with a steal for Grant as the Braves try to work their way back.
Damn, bodies fly, no whistle.
Narano in for 2. And the Braves going to pick up full court as Purnell. I think she likes it, this style, and a great pass, and Webb knocks it in. Cummins will initiate the offense. Crafty move by Day, everything but the basket. And there's Cummins, and a reach in. 2 free throws looming for Simon Kenton. Riley Flynn, 3 points on the afternoon, 1 of 2 from the foul line. She'll have 2.
Well, the last time we saw Flynn at the foul line, I think, is when she kind of got cold-cocked.
Yes, she did.
Hope she doesn't have deja vu on that.
Two well-executed freebies.
Well, once again, Simon pressuring it is kind of sped the pace up.
Rowe finds Russell, steps into a three.
Braves aren't laying down.
Russell with 8, Rowe with the assist. There's Flynn driving and Barnes with a shove. Second foul on Carolyn Barnes. Riley Flynn just buried 2 free throws. She's back for 2 more. Still too early to be 3 reliant for Grant, but...
Well, not sure they're made that way either. You're going to force them to do something, play a little faster and shoot a little deeper, and that's really not the prescription for their success.
The lead inched up back to 10. This game was tied after 1. Simon Kenton led by 6 at half, by 9 after 3. Now 10-point cushion with just over 4:30 to play. Inside to Narano.
Well, you can't let Narano go to her left. You know, she's very left-hand dominated, and when she goes that way about 90% of the time, she's going to make it.
Purnell a little bit out of sorts there.
Purnell trying to work the foul then, and it didn't get it.
And a great play interjecting in the passing lane was Gadzala to punch it out of play.
Well, once again, that's just fresh bodies continue to come in off the SK bench, and can start to see a little bit of fatigue on Grant.
There's Rowe underneath. That shot well short. And Webb on the doorstep, followed off.
They really, really went in the battle of the boards right now.
It was Kelch that missed inside, and Pioneers will recycle as Flynn works. Oh, Narano could have just fouled out. And there she goes. And that's going to be the end for Emily Narano with her 5th personal foul. Could have gotten away with one a tad earlier. But there you see the shove. And a good call as 2 free throws coming up for Haley Webb. Carolyn Barnes back in for Grant without Narano. Great crowd on hand today. It's been a wonderful week here in Warsaw, and great to have all these folks out for Sunday afternoon basketballs. Barnes attacks and floats it in. It's going to be a Grant timeout. And we will step aside. Just over 3:30 left in the 4th. We'll be right back on Glycod.
Range Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
You're watching the 8th Region Basketball Tournament from Glycod.
Seven-point lead as we welcome you back. Grant County trying to hang around with just over 3:30 left.
Well, they got their work cut out for them, Chris, as they They lose their leading scorer, and their second leading scorer is not shooting too straight tonight.
It's Jada Cummins. Jada without a field goal. She does have 5 points, 5 of 6 from the foul line. Eighth Region Girls Tournament will be at Anderson County next year, and I think heading into this tournament, most folks would have thought they'd be playing this afternoon, but falling to North Oldham in Game 4 on Thursday.
Well, that's why we play them.
Tuesday, actually. Purnell will run under it for
Smart.
Simon.
Reset, burn the clock a little bit.
Entry to Webb, and it stayed in.
I don't know how that one dropped. I understood she wanted the up and under, but she fell away. Usually you fall toward the basket.
Russell angling in. And the lead at 9 as the ball flung back in play right to Cummins. As Cummins, she's going to have to take over offensively. Pioneers +9. As Kelch splitting defenders and got a toe on the sideline. Well, we got a timeout, pre-toe on sideline. So a full timeout. We will pause for 30 seconds. Be right back on Glycod.
Your car's been damaged, regardless of make or model, visit the experts at Roy's Body Shop. Roy's is locally owned and operated with free towing and lifetime warranty on all collision repairs. Plus, they provide deductible savings for every insurance claim. Open weekdays 9 to 5 at 2604 Highway 146 in LaGrange. Give them a call at 502-222-0948 or online at roysbodyshop.com. Roy's Body Shop. Collision repair for the people.
You're watching the 8th Region Basketball Tournament from Glycod.
Back to Warsaw as Simon Kenton trying to put away Grant County for a berth in next week's Sweet 16, 8th Region title game here. As Gadzella on the bounce, top of the key. Brave foul, of course, both teams long in the double bonus. Two free throws for Gadzella. You look back at this Simon Kenton team's schedule. Hard to imagine losing 14 games the way they played this week.
Well, that's just the sign of growth, if anything, Chris. You know, all those young kids, you know, some of them have grown a year, maybe in some cases like the point guard, grown a couple of years in this season.
And a great 3-day span for Simon as Russell spins it in the corner.
Well, they've gotten better every game they've played.
Russell flings a three.
Oh!
Banks her home.
Tough angle bank.
She's made 2 triples, still only a 7-point game, and Glenn again on the deck tried to get the steal. And it will be a Brave foul. Russell banking that in from almost the dead corner.
Yeah, that's a tough angle. I would have really been impressed if she'd called it.
Kelch for 2.
Kelch, a quiet, solid game tonight.
And Grant County, we will keep things here as Grant calls a full timeout as the Braves try to mount a 9-point comeback with under 2 minutes to play. Back on the air tomorrow night from Newcastle. 8th Region Boys semifinal should be an outstanding doubleheader. We'll have the Woodford County North Oldham game up first. That, of course, a rematch of last year's 8th Region Championship game. And then the Simon Kenton Pioneers against Collins should be 2 tight ones.
Well, not only to mention this North Oldham-Woodford matchup, one of the young men from Woodford, when interviewed the other night, said they've been looking forward to this game a long time. So, yeah, they haven't forgotten that North was the one that kept them from going to the Sweet 16. So 2 really good games coming up tomorrow night.
On the air at 6 o'clock. I think that's a compliment to David Levitch and that North Oldham program that they've accomplished so much over the last year and a half.
Well, I don't think people realize the pressure. You know, they went as a junior-dominated team, and then all that pressure on their shoulders to come back and repeat. And who knows? They're in a pretty good position. They're still playing.
Looking forward to that tomorrow night. Should be a great crowd as well. Nice overplay by Gonzala up top. And a Grant County foul as this Simon Kenton press up top. 2-shot foul, of course.
More of a frustration foul on Cummins.
Cummins fouling out of the game. Sarah Scroggins will check back in.
Well, Cummins, just as the old adage was, didn't have a good one today.
Well, we've all been there.
Very much so.
That free throw.
That doesn't take anything away from all of the things that she has done for her team to get them here. It's just that things didn't go right for her today, and you complicate things even worse when your other scorer gets in foul trouble.
Rowe will sneak away with a rebound.
You know, this has been some matchup out front with Rowe and Pernelli. Both of them small in stature, but man, they play hard.
Russell for a 3.
No bank.
Backside cleanup, that's off. And Barnes tries to thread the needle underneath. That's a great assist for the basket. Dakota Rowe taps it in.
Russell on the deflection. You know, one thing about the Braves, they're not going down without a fight. Down 8 with under a minute.
Credit to Sean West and that program he's constructed. But today it looks like it's Simon Kenton. Flynn in the corner and Russell out for the closeout and the foul.
Flynn's got to be a soccer player. The ball rolled by her and she did one of those soccer kicks and popped it up and caught it.
Pioneers moving to the 8th region from the 9th. Of course, you're familiar with all the success they've had. Jeff Stowers leading the way all those years, and now Brendan in year 1. And Simon on the verge of their first trip to the state tournament since 2018. And their boys team still playing.
And got a realistic shot. Yes, they're one of the Final Four, but they're playing really the top of their game right now.
Flip shot up and off, and we'll talk about some storylines tomorrow night, but been a long time. Perhaps Steve Bird, our producer, can tell us at some point the last time the same school had both representatives in the 8th region. That's a trivia question to banter back and forth.
You probably would bet on either Scott or Oldham.
Shelby had some runs back in the day. Back to a 9-point deficit. Hats off, however, to Grant County. A tremendous season. And they beat Simon twice, but could not do it for a third time, or so it appears. We'll have a couple more free throws down at the other end. Sarah Scroggins will foul out, so you've had 3 Grant County Braves foul out. We will update the ticker during our next available moment. So before we sign off, you'll see all the updated scores. Again, a bevy of girls regional finals due to the weather delay. Everything bumped back a day. And this Simon Kenton team by 10. They'll take on Crittenden or Henderson County, which we can tell you Henderson County leads 40-22 at half.
Yeah, I would bet on Henderson. Jeff Hale, longtime coach down there, does a great job with their girls program.
Out of the second region, that game be Thursday night, 8:30. The final opening round matchup on Thursday, and the final opening round matchup of this year's Sweet 16. So Steve Bird's telling us Shelby County, Gary, the last to do it from both boys and girls in 1982.
Before my time.
Rowe, a deep three that's blocked, and Simon gonna move on. And the Pioneers going to call time. They're going to let all those subs come in. This coach wants to continue play. I'll try to confirm whether that was 1982 or not, but we'll see if we can confirm that. That was the information we were sent. But in any event, Simon going to win this game today, and kudos to that great program in Northern Kentucky. It's Adeline Bombs that takes it up, and the Grant County possession. And that's going to be it. Final score 65-55. And Simon Kenton moving on. Congratulations to the Pioneers moving on to the Sweet 16. We'll be right back on Glycon.
Winter is coming. The Farmer's Almanac is predicting a rough winter with teeth-chattering cold. Don't be caught unprepared. Call Thompson Heating and Cooling today for a special $99 HVAC checkup. Because the last time you want to find out your heat isn't working is when you really need it. At Thompson, we offer a 2-hour appointment window, so you won't be kept waiting all day. We are fully stocked and prepared, and 90% of our calls are repaired that day. And as always, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call us today for express service.
Broken, outdated electronics harm the environment when disposed with regular trash. That's why Oldham County Solid Waste is sponsoring an electronics collection event on Saturday, April 15th, 2023 from 9 a.m. to noon at Oldham County High School student parking lot. It's the perfect time to properly dispose of tube and projection style televisions, computers, smartphones, or other gadgets that you may no longer need. No restrictions on devices, every bit helps. A message from Oldham County Solid Waste.
Looking for sound, prudent financial advice? Did you know that one of the brightest and best financial advisors is in your own backyard? Robin Lawson of Financial Solutions Incorporated has a mission to understand your long-term goals and to create a specific strategy just for you. Robin understands the challenges that face most of us today and offers fresh, out-of-the-box thinking that can put you on the road to financial freedom. Contact Robin Lawson today at 502-225-9900. That's 502-225-9900 or visit lawsonfinancial.net.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. Today we're talking lighting, specifically outdoor lighting with Maddie. What are some of the obstacles your clients face with outdoor lighting?
Well, anybody can really come in here and just pick out a fixture for the way that it looks. However, the real obstacle comes in knowing how many to use, where the placement needs to be, and what type of fixture to use to really bring emphasis to those focal points outside their home.
And the Watts team can help with this?
Yes, of course. We actually have designers like myself and electricians on hand here, so we can really help our customer from the start to finish of the whole design and installation process.
Tell us about the range of light fixtures that you have here.
Yeah, so here at Watts Home Center we carry various interior decorative fixtures, exterior fixtures, landscape fixtures, and commercial luminaires. We've really been able to help our customer find any type of fixture they're looking for.
And that's WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center.
Tonight's post-game recap is brought to you by Watts Home Center. Whether it's building, restoring, or improving your home, visit the experts at Watts, 2350 Commerce Parkway in LaGrange. Watts Home Center, design that feels like home.
Simon Kenton moving on to the Sweet 16 as we welcome you back. You've been on that sideline, really on both sidelines. What's the feeling like, Gary?
Well, as you would expect, you know, if you're on that losing team, you don't really know what to think right now. You know, your season's come to an end. If you're on the winning side, a lot of good memories, all those things that it took, the successes to get there, and you've still got time on the meter, so to speak.
This game really decided. Brinley Purnell was so good early, but some big threes, and then Emily Eggleston played well as also. Well,
you know, hats off to, you know, Coach Sowers. He said for them to be successful, they were going to have to out-rebound or at least neutralize Grant's rebounding. I'm sitting here looking at the totals, 21-20, Simon Kenton by 1. So big part of their game as well.
Lots of scores coming in. You can check those out at the bottom of your screen. And again, Simon Kenton moving on to the Sweet 16. They defeat Grant County 65-55. We'll have today's most outstanding players when we come back right after this on Glycod.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. Today we're talking ways to give your home a facelift. Jim, what are some updates and trends for doors this season?
The most popular door of the year so far has been this 3/4 6 light shown here as a double French door. I've sold this in this configuration, a door with side lights, a single door. People are loving the natural light this year.
In addition to doors, windows are another great way to update your home, right?
Absolutely. There's no better way to increase your home's energy efficiency than new windows. And if you're about to sell your house, nothing looks better on a property listing than new windows.
So can you and your team provide me an estimate to match my particular budget?
Absolutely. With multiple products and vendors, we can work with your budget to get your home the product it needs.
The Watts Home Center team can answer all of your window and door questions. So come on out and see them here in LaGrange or go to wattshomecenter.com to learn more.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more durability, versatility, and #1 rated reliability built in. Like Kubota compact tractors that can do it all right, Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and the Sidekick utility vehicle built for hard work and fun at 40 miles per hour. Kubota equipment lives up to the highest standards. Yours. Visit your local dealer today.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Broken, outdated electronics harm the environment when disposed with regular trash. That's why Oldham County Solid Waste is sponsoring an electronics collection event on Saturday, April 15th, 2023 from 9 a.m. to noon at Oldham County High School student parking lot. It's the perfect time to properly dispose of tube and projection-style televisions, computers, smartphones, or other gadgets that you may no longer need. No restrictions on devices. Every bit helps. A message from Oldham County Solid Waste.
Research has shown high school sports to be a great community influence. Join scores of local businesses that have partnered with Glycod in sponsoring live, hometown-oriented sports programming on our video and social media platforms. For more information, email info@glycod.com.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Leslie Gilley in Crestwood today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're watching the 8th Region Basketball Tournament from Glycod.
And for the final time, we are back live at Gallatin County High School. Simon Kenton moving on to the Sweet 16, defeating Grant by 10. Pioneers now 6 regional championships in the last 15 seasons. Grant 0-2 in regional final games. Most outstanding players, Brinley Purnell for Simon, and Carolyn Barnes off the bench, Gary, for Grant.
Barnes really helped them out when they needed points. She came off the bench, played like a starter.
Purnell, outstanding performance today for Simon Kenton. So that'll wrap things up today on Glycod. It's been a great week here at Gallatin County High School. Thank you so much to Athletic Director Linda Edmondson, all of the administrators here at Gallatin for making us feel right at home. On the air tomorrow, 8th Region Boys semis starting at 6 o'clock. This same crew will be there. I'll be with Gary Forrest along with correspondent Don Mueller and camera operator Joe O'Million. For executive producer Steve Bird, I'm Chris Labar. Good afternoon from Warsaw. You've been watching 8th Region Girls Basketball on Glycod.
Tonight's broadcast of the 8th Region Basketball Tournament on Glycod was presented by Roy's Body Shop in LaGrange. Collision repair for the people. Tonight's game was also brought to you by Anderson Sales and Service, a top choice for homeowners and lawn professionals. Watts Home Center, design that feels like home. Thompson Heating and Cooling, making people comfortable. LaGrange Service Center, quality car care since 1964. And State Farm Insurance agent Leslie Gilley.
For schedule information about our upcoming broadcasts, visit our website, glicod.com, Facebook and Twitter @Glycod. We thank you for tuning into this live sports presentation from Glycod.